Alrighty then. One love. Love yourselves, love each other, and F anyone or any organization who is profiting from you not loving yourself or us loving each other. This is a bit of a test for the streaming and a test for the recording. I'm aware that I'm not well lit currently, and I will do something about that shortly. But I'm just going to start how I intend to start with my mission plan as it is so far. The focus of my new YouTube channel and Twitch channel will be talking about politics, gender and spirituality. An immediate aside, I'm not entirely sure whether it's going to be a new YouTube channel or just a new direction for my old YouTube channel. More specifically, they will be politics, specifically sustainable reform for mental health of the general public under the banner of the Association for Sustainable Reform. Sex and gender specifically means men's mental health under the banner Purple Powder, a play on the red pill, blue pill dichotomy, and spirituality, specifically the peer-reviewed studies and implications of the Maharishi effect, the power of intention and near-death experiences. So, specifically about politics, sustainable reform will be based on 8 ways to save humanity from itself, an essay I wrote a few years ago. For the 99%, 8 specific ways to move towards politics that are more compassionate and practical, politics more concerned with the mental health, physical safety and practical needs of the majority of the populace, and less with the profits of a few individual corporations and politicians. Sex and gender, men's mental health, divine masculine, self-love with self-discipline, emotional intelligence, compassion for others, balanced with self-love, self-respect and boundaries. That'll be the Purple Powder. And spirituality, the Maharishi effect, which is the scientifically proven effect that few people meditating within a population has a statistically repeatable effect on the crime rate for the whole area. Quantum wizardry, which is basically my way of focusing these effects for the benefit of all. Positive affirmations and positive visualizations for positive results. So I'll go a bit more into detail before I sign out and conclude. Politics, the Association for Sustainable Reform, 8 ways to save humanity from itself. So that's electoral reform, mental health reform, energy reform, spiritual science, police reform, gross national happiness, industrial reform, and economic reform. Let's break each down. Electoral reform, proportional representation, impact on mental health. There's limited direct research linking electoral systems to mental health outcomes. However, a more representative government could lead to policies more aligned with public needs, potentially reducing dissatisfaction and despair. Specifically, if independent parties had more power compared to the 2 parties that are generally in power in both the US and the UK, having just 2 parties for the corporations to funnel all their money into means that we don't actually really have a choice, regardless of who gets in. We're owned by the same corporations. If we spread the power out more evenly amongst different parties, then it will be harder for corporations to own the people who are controlling our policies. Electoral reform, mental health reform, impact, direct and significant. Studies show that access to mental health services can reduce depression and suicide rates. One study highlighted barriers to treatment, emphasizing the need for reform. Energy reform, renewable energy, impact. Environmental stability might indirectly improve mental health by reducing climate anxiety, though direct links to depression and suicide rates are less studied. Spiritual science, the Maharishi effect, meditation and quantum physics. Impact. Meditation has been shown to reduce stress, depression and anxiety. However, the Maharishi effect and quantum physics in this context lack widespread peer-reviewed support for large-scale societal impact. We'll return to that when we study it on its own specifically. Police reform, psychological evaluations of potential officers. Impact could potentially decrease community police tension, reducing incidents that might contribute to mental distress. Gross national happiness. Impact focusing on happiness could lead to policies that directly address mental health, reducing depression and suicide. Bhutan's model shows some success, but it's context specific. Industrial reform, carbon neutral hemp industry. Impact. Environmental benefits could indirectly influence mental health by improving living conditions. Direct impact to mental health from industrial reform is less clear. And economic reform, universal basic income, UBI. Impact. UBI could reduce financial stress, a significant contributor to depression and suicide. Studies suggest positive mental health outcomes from financial security, though not universally proven. So, on sex and gender, I've taken a more poetic um, approach towards the purple powder theme. Men's mental health, the divine masculine. I once said, love yourselves and love each other, love each sister and each brother. But love yourself for your mental health, inner peace, physical health and wealth. Love yourself as one with Mother Nature and love, as one with Mother Earth below and whatever's above. Respect the divine feminine and divine masculine, yin-yang in them, not in opposition but balancing. Red pill, blue pill, purple powder. Red pill, blue pill, purple powder. Purple powder, purple powder, purple powder, chant it louder. If toxic masculinity's lack of self-control is divine masculinity when willpower takes hold, wild with discipline, is that a real man? Wild with discipline is how we feel, fam. Spirituality, the Maharishi effect, quantum wizardry, positive affirmations and positive visualizations for positive results. The Maharishi effect posits that collective meditation by a small percentage of the population can have a significant positive impact on society, reducing crime, violence and conflict. Similarly, the concept of the power of intention, as popularized by Lynn McTaggart and others, suggests that focused human intention can influence physical and social outcomes. Here's how these concepts relate to peer-reviewed research. The Maharishi effect. Peer-reviewed research. Numerous studies have been conducted on the Maharishi effect, particularly focusing on the Transcendental Meditation and TM Siddhi programs. Research claims include reduced crime and violence. Studies have reported decreases in crime rates when a certain threshold of meditators is practicing in a given area. For instance, research published in journals like Social Indicators Research and Journal of Conflict Resolution suggests that crime rates drop significantly when a small percentage of the population, often cited at a square root of 1% of the population, practices TM or TM Siddhi's techniques. Improvements in social indicators. Studies have looked at broader social indicators like national stress, international relations, and economic stability. Papers in scientific research on Maharishi's Transcendental Meditation and TM Siddhi program, collective papers, have documented improvements in various social metrics during periods when large groups meditated. Global impact. Research has claimed that large assemblies of meditators can influence global trends, reducing international conflict and improving global harmony. So in short, you can reduce crime and possibly reduce war by group meditation with intention. So I skipped ahead a bit because I want to talk about my focus of quantum wizardry, which is trying to focus this effect for the benefit of all. Quantum wizardry of Saba K. Kev, the poet and teacher. Saba Kev's description of quantum wizardry as a synthesis of simulation theory, quantum physics, and the law of attraction can be broken down into these key components. Simulation theory. This suggests that reality might be akin to a computer simulation. The idea here is that what we perceive as reality could be a sophisticated simulation where the rules are set by an advanced civilization or higher intelligence. In this context, understanding and manipulating these rules could give one the ability to influence or hack the simulation. Quantum physics. Specifically, Kev seems to reference the concept of quantum superposition, where particles like electrons can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. To be clear, I used AI to analyze my theory, and now what I'm reading is AI's perspective, which is why I'm reading in the third person rather than the first person. The idea here is that what we perceive reality could be a sophisticated simulation where the rules are set by an advanced civilization or higher intelligence. Sorry. Quantum physics. Specifically, Kev seems to reference the concept of quantum superposition, where particles like electrons can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. This principle, famously illustrated by Schrödinger's cat, implies that the act of observation itself determines the state of these particles. In popular culture, this has sometimes been stretched to imply that human consciousness or intention can influence physical reality at a quantum level. Law of attraction. This is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. It's often linked to New Thought spiritual movements, where the idea is that by focusing on positive or desired outcomes, one can attract those results into their life through the power of thought. In the simplest terms, Sabakev's concept of a quantum wizard would involve understanding that reality might be a simulation or hologram where the rules can be learned and manipulated, believing in the power of observation and intention at a quantum level where one's focus or desire can influence the physical state of reality, the electron being everywhere at once until observed. Using this understanding to manifest or attract the desired reality by aligning one's thoughts and intentions with what one wishes to see in their life. This synthesis creates a framework where a wizard is someone who has mastered these principles to such an extent that they can consciously influence their reality. For the record, I've not quite mastered this, but I'm working on it. The act of observation or intention, akin to choosing where to observe the electron, allows for the manifestation of one's will into the physical world, based on the assumption that reality is mutable by thought or intention in a simulation or quantum field. The key ethical considerations in founding any belief system should be the welfare, autonomy, and enlightenment of the followers, not just the benefits to the founder or leadership, but to build a community around the belief system. Sabakev's concept of quantum wizardry indeed has the potential to form the basis of a new spiritual or philosophical movement, given its blend of scientific sounding principles with metaphysical and self-improvement themes. That was a bit of a shot from AI there, scientific sounding principles. Edit. Hum. So, yeah, that is basically my manifesto for the direction I want my blogs, talks, and interviews to go in the future. So, yeah, this is a test, and part of my test is that I need a prettier background and I need better lighting. Um, I might start with a rap next time. I've also want to inject some comedy into this, so there might be some characters, there might be some dress up. We shall see. But I turn it to you guys now. Whether this is on, if this is on YouTube, please leave me a comment with what you'd like to hear me discuss, or what you would like to challenge, or whether you'd like to have a interview, debate, or discussion on any of these subjects in particular. Um, yeah, if this is on Facebook, leave me a comment. If this is on Twitter, or feel free to leave me a comment or response. If this is on Twitch, please feel free to respond directly via a live stream, or send me a message and we can have a discussion in the future. Alrighty, I think that's me done for now. I'm going to test the recording. If it's up to scratch, I'll upload it on YouTube, etc. Yeah, one love. Remember, love yourselves, love each other, and support those encouraging you to love yourselves and love each other. Peace.